start? Yeah, I think so. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Fort Schuyler Management Corporation Board meeting. Thank you all for attending. I'd like to welcome Kevin Eunice, the COO of Empire State Development, who's joining us today. I'd also like to recognize Emily Cunchallo, who's here visiting us from the SUNY Research Foundation. Michael Frame is also representing the SUNY Poly Foundation, and I believe he is here via video.
No, he left.
Okay. Well, then I'd like to recognize Robert Gear, who is here as well. I'd like to ask if any directors has a potential conflict of interest with respect to the items that we'll be discussing today, to please make the appropriate disclosure now and on the record, and recuse yourself from any and all discussion or vote with regard to the items that we will be discussing. I'd like to start with the approval of the minutes of the September 26, 2018 meeting of the directors. I'd like to ask for a motion to approve the minutes and a second, and then ask if there are any corrections. So, thank you, Ken.
Give it to
Robert, thank you. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions from those minutes? Okay. Hearing none, I would like to ask for a vote for that motion with ayes and nays, and any abstentions?
Aye. Aye.
So say you all. Aye, aye. Aye, thank you. The approval of the minutes passes. Next is a Finance Committee report. I'd like to ask Kristen Proud to cover several resolutions that are in front of the Finance Committee. She will take us through those resolutions, and then we will ask for a motion to consider each one of them one by one. So, Kristen, we'll start with you.
Great. So, Fort Schuyler Management Corporation and Norsk entered into an agreement for the establishment of a high-volume additive manufacturing technology, research, development, innovation, and commercial alliance, which is known as the Alliance Agreement. That was dated July 23rd of 2015, and it provided that Norsk would establish its manufacturing operations in the Plattsburgh, New York area. Fort Schuyler Management Corporation now seeks to amend this alliance agreement to memorialize modifications to the project, including construction of the new Norsk manufacturing facility to contain up to 100,000 square feet, lease of both the new manufacturing facility and manufacturing equipment to Norsk at a base rate of $1 per year for a period of 10 years pursuant to a real estate lease and a separate equipment lease, and updates to operational responsibilities of the parties and related items. FSMC also seeks to purchase property for this new facility as contemplated by the Alliance Agreement. Fort Schuyler Management Corporation has identified a 21.67 acre parcel of vacant land in Plattsburgh that is owned by Clinton County, and it was previously part of the Clinton County Airport, and this would be the proposed site for the new Norsk facility. FSMC and Clinton County have reached an agreement pursuant to which Clinton County will sell the airport property to FSMC for a purchase price of $253,638. FSMC solicited bids from 2 appraisers for this property, Adirondack Appraisal Services and Value First Inc. And the appraised values are in your materials. The proposed price for the purchase of the airport property is less than the appraisals, and that's due to the demolition of buildings and remediation of environmental hazards that has been performed by FSMC to make the property suitable for construction. The FSMC Finance Committee has reviewed the appraisals and related information and approved resolution number 180, and now recommends that the full FSMC board approve this same action. So we are requesting the ratification of the Alliance Agreement and authorizing an amendment to the Alliance Agreement to provide for the construction of the new Norsk manufacturing facility, lease of both the new manufacturing facility and manufacturing equipment to Norsk at a base rate of $1 per year for 10 years, pursuant to a real estate lease and a separate equipment lease, and updates to operational responsibilities of the parties and related items. And we're seeking authorization of FSMC to purchase the airport property as described from Clinton County for $253,638 to be used for construction of the Norsk manufacturing facility. Authorization of FSMC to lease the airport property and improvements to Norsk at a base rate of $1 a year for 10 years. Authorizing FSMC to lease the manufacturing equipment to Norsk at a base rental price of $1 per year for 10 years. And authorization for the FSMC president and treasurer, each of them without the other, to approve, sign, acknowledge, and deliver all documents or contracts in such form, substance, and content, and upon such terms as such officer may deem necessary or appropriate to implement and carry out all of the purposes and intents of this resolution.
Okay, are there any comments or questions with regard to resolution number 180?
Need a motion to be motion?
Yeah.
You need one, I'm sorry.
Yes, we do.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion to approve.
Second.
Second, thank you, Robert. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution number 180 has passed. Next, I'd like to ask for a motion to consider resolution 181.
So moved.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Kristen will now take us through resolution number 181.
This resolution relates to modification of GMP for work at Quad C pursuant to resolution number 154, which was approved on March 27, 2017. Fort Schuyler Management Corporation entered into a contribution and collaboration agreement with Danfoss Silicon Power LLC, referred to in the materials as Danfoss, and General Electric Global Research to establish a power electronics manufacturing packaging center located at Quad C. To facilitate this project, FSMC, in conjunction with SUNY Polytechnic Institute, released a request for proposals for qualified construction contractors for the facilitation of clean room space, related infrastructure, and tool installation at Quad C. After an RFP process conducted in compliance with the corporation's procurement guidelines, policy, and protocols, FSMC approved resolution number 159, authorizing an award to M&W US Inc. and a contract with M&W for the design and construction of the project in an amount not to exceed $27 million, with the guaranteed maximum price established upon further development of the project's scope and design. Following further development of the project's scope and design, additional building and system improvements were included in the M&W scope of work, and a GMP of $35,300,000 was established. On April 25th of this year, FSMC approved resolution number 173, authorizing the president and/or treasurer, subject to available grant funds, to enter into a contract amendment with M&W US Inc. to establish a GMP of $35,300,000 for this project. Danfoss now seeks to construct the second phase of the project's scope, which includes a new automotive line and related improvements. To accommodate this increased scope of work, FSMC seeks an increase in the GMP for M&W from $35.3 million to $40.3 million. The increase in the GMP is within the overall project grant budget. Moreover, it is anticipated that this second phase will complete FSMC's construction work for Danfoss at Quad C. The Finance Committee approved resolution number 181 and recommends that the full board of FSMC approve the same actions. At this time, we're seeking approval of resolution number 181, authorizing the president and/or treasurer of FSMC, subject to available grant funds, to enter into a contract amendment with M&W to establish a GMP of $40.3 million for the project, and authorizing the president and/or treasurer to approve and sign contracts and take any and all actions necessary and appropriate to effectuate such actions.
Okay, thank you, Kristen. Are there any comments or questions? Yes, Robert.
I do have a question. This is within the current footprint of the facility, correct? That's correct. And a comment. This is very exciting to actually get to completion. Quad C has had a long, incubation, and to get to the point where major partners not only occupying but filling the parking lot and finishing up their work is a very exciting thing.
Good. Thank you. That is exciting.
Can I,
Okay.
put a
Yes.
motion at that?
I'd like to ask for a motion with regard to approving resolution 181.
Motion to approve Resolution 181 consistent with the requested action as described by Kristen.
Okay, thank you, Ken. A second?
Seconded.
Robert, thank you. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays or abstentions? Okay, thank you. I'd like to ask for a motion to consider Resolution 182. Motion, please, to consider Resolution 182.
Make the motion to consider Resolution 182.
Thank you, Franco. Second?
Second.
Robert, thank you. Kristen, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay. Resolution number 182 is related to a property transfer and leaseback. Fort Schuyler Management Corporation is the owner of the 88.24 acre parcel of land and 1.2 million square foot building located at the Buffalo High-Tech Manufacturing Innovation Hub at Riverbend Park, known as the Riverbend Facility, where Tesla currently produces solar energy products. The land upon which the Riverbend facility was constructed is located on a former site of Republic Steel in the city of Buffalo. In 2014, FSMC acquired this land from the Buffalo Urban Development Corporation, which is a local development company created by the city of Buffalo. The Riverbend facility has been exempt from property taxes since FSMC acquired the property due to the tax-exempt status of FSMC. In order to preserve the property tax exemption for the Riverbend facility now that Tesla Inc. has commenced its manufacturing operations at this site, FSMC proposes to convey the Riverbend facility, including the land, to ESD for $1, and ESD will then lease the property back to FSMC for a period of 10 years with rent of $1 per year. At the expiration of 10 years, ESD shall convey the property back to FSMC for $1. The acquisition and disposition of real property policy adopted by the FSMC board in resolution number 145 on February 22nd, 2017, permits a disposition of real property through negotiation and certain sales of property for less than fair market value under certain circumstances, provided that certain information is available. That information is set forth in the materials that are provided to the board. FSMC President Douglas Gross and Interim Contracting Officer Scott Bateman approved this proposed transfer, finding that the purpose of the transfer is within the purpose or mission of FSMC and that there is no reasonable alternative to the proposed below-market transfer that would achieve the same purpose of the transfer. In addition, upon the recommendation of Howard Zemsky, President and Chief Executive Officer of Empire State Development, the Board of Directors of Empire State Development approved this proposed transfer on September 20th of this year. The FSMC Finance Committee approved resolution number 182 and now recommends that the FSMC Board approve this same action. So at this point, our requested action is for approval of resolution number 182, authorizing FSMC to convey the Riverbend facility, including the land, to ESD for $1, authorizing FSMC to enter into a lease of the Riverbend facility from ESD for a term of 10 years with rent of $1 per year, which lease shall include a provision requiring ESD to convey the property back to FSMC at the expiration of the 10-year lease term, and also authorizing the FSMC President and Treasurer, each of them without the other, to approve, sign, acknowledge, and deliver all documents or contracts in such form, substance, and content, and upon such terms as such officer may deem necessary or appropriate to implement and carry out the purposes and intent of this resolution number 182.
Okay, are there any questions or comments with regard to resolution number 182? Hearing none, I'd like to ask for a vote on the motion to approve with ayes and nays and abstentions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Abstentions? Resolution 182 is concluded. I'd like to now ask if there's any new business for the board to consider. Hearing none, we'll move on for public comment. Are there any comments from the public? Okay, hearing none, our next meeting will be determined and we'll let you know when that date is. Before we adjourn, I'd like to thank all of our board members and staff and team that are here to help put this together. We appreciate all of your service and your hard work. I'd like to hear a motion for adjournment of this meeting.
So moved.
Thank you. So moved by Robert, second by Ken. Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned, and have a great afternoon and a great evening.